everybody, we're back for another video, and I have, since it's the end of the year, the end of December, I wanted to get set working on some goals, some, I don't want to say resolutions, but I want to say some intentions that I have for next year, and I also want to work on my word for the year. And so I've got my bullet journal here, and this one, this wonderful leather notebook, or actually it's a folio, not a notebook. This leather I got this beautiful folio from the Leatherguy, Wisconsin. It's in the A5 size, and I have a blank Midori in it. I have a grid A5 Midori notebook in it, like the thick notebook. And this is going to be my bullet journal. Now, it only has 176 pages, which 2 I've used for measuring things out, and 1 I've used for testing a bunch of different pens I hope to use to see how they fare in it. And actually, they do pretty darn well. Even like for the arting, the mild liners, the Staedtler highlighter, and the Arteza real brush pens. Very happy about it. So we'll come back to this in a second, but let's do kind of a little bit of a, I've got some blank paper, I've got a fine liner. This is one of the Arteza fine liners. They're wonderful pens, and I'm going to be using a bunch of Arteza items because this year, in 2019, I was very blessed to have Arteza send me some things to try. They sent me acrylic paints. They sent me mixed media paper. They sent me watercolor paper. They sent me real brush pens. They sent me these, they call them Inconic, but they're like fine liners. They sent me glitter pens. They sent me gel pens. They sent me, oh, here are the gel pens. There's, I mean, I have videos here on YouTube. I will link them down below. But they sent me so many wonderful things that I'm going to be using them this year because 2020 is going to be the true yearly no-buy. I'm not going to buy any art supplies because thanks to Arteza, I have so many, plus the ones that I've purchased myself. I'm not going to buy any planners. I'm not going to buy any leather covers. I'm not going to buy any calendars. I have so much stuff. It is going to be my year of use. Burgess started that last year, or 2019, the year of use, using the things you have. And that's what I hope to do. I will link Burgess down below as well. Actually, let me write a list of the things I need to link. Arteza, Burgess Taylor. She is here on YouTube. But she also has a Patreon, however you want to say that. So I will definitely link that as well. And the leather cover, the Leatherguy, Wisconsin. And that's his Instagram, and everything is that. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about my word of the year. Previous years, I've used a lot of different words. In previous years, I've had the word focus, I've had the word reuse, I've had the word reduce. One year my word was breathe. I've been doing this now for 4 or 5 years. The only problem is I cannot remember what my year word for 2019 was. I don't know, I don't remember. So with that being said, I'm And I've looked through my planners, I've looked through my journals. There's one set of inserts that I haven't gone through yet, my personal inserts, and I have a feeling it might be in there because I was in my DIY fish at the beginning of 2019. Actually, for almost half of the year. So I've got to find that traveler's notebook. There's still in a traveler's notebook that I used most of the year. So the word that I chose this year is balance. If I can spell balance. So this is an insert that I use for just my word journaling, little bits of art journaling, all of that type of stuff. And in it, I write lots of personal things, lots of not personal things, just doodles of samples and tea taps, just stuff like that, a little tea bag here. But I was trying to figure out what word did I want to be my word for 2020. And this year has been incredibly crazy and hectic. First of all, my performing and teaching schedule was much more hectic than normal. I also maintained a much more regular uploading schedule. During the summer, this year for YouTube, I was uploading 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then in the fall, once my teaching and performing schedule ramped back up, I've maintained 2 days a week, and it's usually a Monday and a Thursday. So that way there's a few days for people to watch the previous video and then to see the next video. So something that I really felt I need moving into next year is balance. And so I write here, balance in my life. I think that I might try that for the word of the year. And so the word balance, I'm using the noun version and in the Webster's Dictionary version number 2, a condition in which different elements are equal or in the correct proportions. The state of one's mind or feelings, the harmony of design and proportion. So I really think that that is going to be what is guiding me this year. And then when I thought about that, I thought about my tattoo. It's a combination of a endless knot, like in the Irish tradition, and also in like the Buddhist tradition. And you'll see here, I designed this where you have these 3 interlooping circles. So one is mental, one is spiritual, one is physical. All 3 things have to be in balance in order, or I feel for myself, I need to have them a little bit more in balance, because sometimes I tend to get too much in the physical or too much in the mental, or it could be like too much in the teaching or performing or art. I need to have them, I need a more of a healthy balance. So that's what I'm going with for my word of the year, balance. And so that was just a little bit of journaling that I did, gluing down some paper. These here come from some wonderful Japanese sandalwood incense that I have. So my notebook now has this wonderful smell of Japanese sandalwood incense. And I think I have some later in the, somewhere else in here I do. Oh no, my page is coming out. I'll have to stitch that in. But yeah, I love that, the smell and the look of these pages. So balance. Even though there's a lot of stuff going on, I feel there's balance there. And it just so happens that that was what I wrote that day. So yeah, so balance, my word for the year. So that is going to work its way into my 2020 bullet journal. Now, first things first, let's talk about my work. if I want to get my work and my personal in balance. So, like for work, I have YouTube, I have my flute performing, and then I have my teaching. So, and then Peaky Dory Designs, I don't know. So, YouTube. I want to maintain a consistent uploading schedule. Right now, I'm sitting close to 6,000 subscribers. I would love to be able to get to 8,000 to 10,000, but I mean, that's a dream. It won't happen, but it's nice to have a goal. Let's see, what else? Something that would be good would be able to streamline my process. I don't know how to go about that, but that would be something that would be kind of nice. And something I've really thought about is I've been trying to move away from only unboxing videos. I mean, there's still going to be a portion of what I do, but with next year being possibly a year of use, there will probably be few unboxing, unless like Arteza or some company sends me some things that I choose to review. There's very few things that I've physically reviewed that I haven't purchased. Like everything, like this, I bought full price. You just saw a video of my Filofax. I bought full price from Amazon. Everything other than the Arteza and a couple of gifts that some subscribers have sent me, I've bought with my own money. So that's something that I want to try to move away from. Maybe still do unboxings, but not have it be a, 3 week, 3 videos a week unboxings. So that's my goals for YouTube. For my flute performance, let's see. I want to have more consistent practice sessions. And that is so difficult as a university professor and as a performer, because I don't get the say in a lot of times what music I'm performing. It's, we know for the next 2 years what the symphony is going to be performing. So, so I know what music will be coming in the next season. And heck, I know probably the next 2 years, I know what music that I have planned. And that can be a good thing, and it can also be a bad thing. It can be kind of like a soul-sucking thing, because you're like, oh, we just finished playing, Beethoven Symphony No. 5. We're doing it again in a year and a half. Okay. I mean, it's a wonderful piece of music, and as a performer, we come from it at okay, there's people in this audience that have never heard this piece, or they've never heard this piece live, and so we have to make it fresh. But sometimes it can be challenging. I mean, we just finished a run of the Nutcracker, and this was my 14th season in Tulsa playing the Nutcracker. So in Tulsa alone, I've performed it over 300 times. I've performed it when I lived in Louisiana. I performed it when I lived in Michigan. I performed it when I lived in Indiana. I performed it when I lived in Ohio. So I've played the Nutcracker like 500 times. So I actually really enjoyed myself this year. I wasn't sick. I think it's because I was thinking of my word balance. I've been really trying to get that going in my mind, and I think it helped this year. I also didn't take every little church gig that came along. I sent some of those to students to give them, some fun play money for their end of their semester. So I want to have more consistent practice sessions. And I think that what will help is if I get myself on a better schedule with my free time. So better practice sessions. And I just want to be a little bit better prepared for rehearsals and concerts. And what that means is I know what music I need to learn for next month. I need to not wait until the last minute, use my downtime, like these 2 weeks. Yes, I've got a lot of home projects that I want to get done, but I still need to spend time daily working on my craft, my art. So there's that. And then teaching. I think I want to have more focused teaching. I want to go back and look at my teaching philosophy and look at it and tinker with it and see if there are some things that I can supplement, some things I can take out, some things I can change, something to, bring more of me to my teaching, not just what I've studied and learned from my professors, from my teachers. Let's see. I have a Telemann project that I have been working on for about 14 years that I need to determine, how do I proceed from here? And if I do work on that, it means some other things are going to have to maybe slide, and that might be here, that definitely will be here, because I will have to do a lot of research, a lot of reading and translating German. German is not a language I've studied. I've studied French, I studied Spanish, I studied Russian, Japanese, and now a little bit of Hebrew. So I can translate German, but words are so long in German and so complicated. So I'm thinking about that. And then something that I started this year is an orchestral excerpt book for daily practice. So those are my work goals, I guess, intentions for 2020. Now, for my personal goals. One thing that I really need to work on is fitness and health. I did lose some weight when we were doing WW Weight Watchers, but that is something that I have. I want to lose weight, and I want to lose 50 to 100 pounds. I have it to lose. I know what I need to do, but I have to recommit to doing that. So in order to lose those 50 pounds, some things I need to do. I need to drink more water. I need to stop drinking soda. And actually, this is something that I've already done. It's been 2-ish weeks without a soda, but I need to continue that through to next year. This is going to be an ever constant battle. I feel, not to put lightly people that have alcohol and drug issues, not at all, but to me, soda is, it's one of those things for me. I like diet soda. That's so bad for you, the aspartame and everything, and I crave it. And it's something that I really need to focus on. I need to eat better. Sometimes because I'm constantly going from teaching from one school to another school to a rehearsal, it's really hard to avoid the pitfalls of fast food. So I need to plan better, plan meals better. Something I want to do that will be part of my losing weight is treadmill. I bought this treadmill Oh gosh, when I was a finalist for the Metropolitan Opera for a second flute piccolo job, I bought it before to get me used to walking every day because I knew I'd be in New York and I'd have to walk everywhere, or walk from subway to subway to where I need to go. And I want to be able to use the treadmill for at least 15 to 30 minutes a day. And that's where I need to start. I need to start small and then build my time up. So I know what I need to do. Oh, also, I need to stretch. I need to stretch more and really, really get that going. So there's the health and the fitness. Something that I view as very important is my relationship with my husband and his religion of Judaism. I want to explore it more. There's some things I know, some things I don't. I am in the conversion process of converting. And something that I think will help is if I learn Hebrew better. I have just a generic, a very general grasp of the language, especially learning their alphabet. That is going to be a challenge for me. Let's see. Home. Things I want us to do. Declutter. Get rid of all the stuff. And then I want us to clean, 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 clean. Really deep clean. And then the last thing would be my family. And it's not the least important. But I just want to spend more time with Chad, Seamus, and Lila. So there. So those are my, I guess what you could say would be my personal and my work goals. And of course, remembering my word for the year, balance. Now, I have hardly anything set up in my bullet journal. So here is my folio. And I'm just going to do a quick little walkthrough because this is nowhere near done and I want to spend the next week really focusing on it. So the first thing I did was I numbered every page and I numbered the odd pages. And there's 176 in here. So I created my key and I first put it on a Post-it note and then have been using it for a while and then wanted to see if I'd like it. And so then I transferred it. I did create 2 pages for an index just so I'd have an even number of pages. And then I created a future log. And I'm not sure how I'm going to use this, but writer Carol talks a lot about the future log. And so I just divided the page into 2, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And something I had thought of doing was to, if at first I'm not sure how I want to use these, there's just enough space for a Post-it note or 2. I could write the stuff on Post-it notes and then determine how I want to put it here. So that way, if I'm not sure if something's going to happen in July and it gets moved to August, I can move it to August. So there isn't any whiting out or anything like that. Like I know we're going to be going in June to Myrtle Beach. Maybe we'll get to go see Burgess. I hope so. I hope so. If that happens in a later month, I can just move that to July. But so that's one reason for the large space like that. Also, then if I have a lot of things that happen or that I need to prepare for, there's a lot of space for it. Then I have a couple of pages here. Now these are going to be my yearly goals, and I'm not sure if I want to say goals, intentions. You know, I'm not sure which word I want to use. And I haven't figured out how I'm going to put them here. So these are my yearly goals and intentions for work. So I have 2 pages where I can use to write this stuff. And what I plan on doing at first is writing these on Post-it notes and putting them in here. Then I have these 2 pages for my yearly goals, intentions, for my personal. And I have 2 pages because, you know, if I want to really write something out, I want to have the space for it. And at first I'm going to use Post-it notes because I'm not sure how I want to use the space. And then I was going to start January. And then maybe a monthly. And I haven't decided yet. I have these wonderful calendars here from Midori. There's 2021, and there's December of last year. And what I was thinking of doing was sticking this down in the corner up here, and then having all of this grid space to write what I want to accomplish, or things that I'm like a monthly task list I'm thinking, because I'm not going to be using this for anything other than maybe tracking YouTube videos and other content. And then after that would be, I'm not sure if I was going to use weeklies or dailies or, you know, pages for notes. So that's my thoughts and my plans for this as a bullet journal. And I just wanted to do a little introduction into some of my ideas that I've been having about my goals, my intentions, personal work, my word for the year. And there will definitely be videos throughout the year showing how I use this wonderful tool. And I'm trying to keep it as, in my sense, as minimal as possible. I do have different colored pens. I was very, like I said, blessed that Arteza sent me this huge set of real brush pens. So if I do want to add a little bit of color for color coding, they also sent me some dual tip markers, and then this 72 set of, look at those, they're so beautiful. And there's 3 trays of these beautiful, look at that, beautiful fine liners. I also decided to buy myself, I purchased myself their watercolor pencils. I decided to buy the watercolor pencils myself. I have a few that I'm using for some projects right now, but again, there's like 3 sets of these. So there might be some arting in here. One of the main reasons why I have this Midori insert that's just the cream blank Midori MD paper is for arting. If I want to do that, but I don't want to do it in here. Keep this more functional and this more fun. So when I finish my Traveler's Notebook insert, I can jump in here. So I feel like I won't be as scattered, but yes, Arteza, they make wonderful products. I definitely recommend you give them a try. So there you go, just a quick little look through some of my chaos that's going through my brain right now as I plan 2020. And, let me know, do you have any goals? Do you have any intentions? Do you choose a word for the year? What are some things that you do that maybe some of us can learn from? Start a conversation down there, and I will definitely join in. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have had a wonderful holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, I know Yule, there's others, and I hope you've had a wonderful, happy new year, and you have a healthy year to come. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.